What if the biggest illusion isn't life but death? Think about it. Death is the only thing every human being is guaranteed to experience, yet it is also the one thing nobody has ever truly explained. Some say heaven, some say hell, some say reincarnation, some say nothing at all. But what if every one of those stories is our brain trying to explain the things it cannot understand? Because here's something strange. Have you ever noticed that you have never experienced not existing? Seriously, before you were born, you can't remember non existence. Right now, you're conscious. And no matter how deeply you sleep, how many dreams you forget, or how many memories fade, consciousness always seems to return. So here's the question. How do you know the death is end of consciousness instead of just the end of this version of you? We spend our entire lives assuming that we're our name, our jobs, our face, our memories, our personality. But all of those things change. The child you were is gone. The teenager you used to be is gone. Or even the person you were 5 years ago doesn't exist anymore. Your cells have changed, your opinions have changed, your fears have changed. Yet somehow there's this quiet feeling of I, the witness, the one that's been watching every version of you come and go. So maybe what dies isn't the observer. What if it's only the character? Imagine you're watching a movie and halfway through the main character dies. The story ends, but did the screen disappear? No, only the character did. The screen was there before the movie started. It stayed while the movie played, and it's still there after the credits roll. Maybe consciousness is less like the character and more like the screen. We identify so strongly with the movie that we forget what it's playing on. And maybe that's why so many spiritual traditions keep repeating the same strange idea that you're not your body, you're not even the mind, you're the consciousness experiencing both. Now, does this prove that consciousness survives death? No, it doesn't. Nobody can. And anyone who says they can is probably selling certainty. But here's what we do know. Everything in the universe changes form. Water becomes vapor, stars explode and become ingredients for new stars. Trees become soil. Nothing seems to disappear. It transforms. So, isn't it interesting that we assume consciousness suddenly vanishes completely? Maybe that's true. Or maybe it's just another transformation. Our human brain cannot imagine because it has never experienced itself from the outside. Think about dreams. While you're dreaming, that world feels completely real. You laugh, you cry, you run. You're convinced that's reality. Then you wake up and suddenly realize that you were identifying with the dream character the whole time. Imagine just for a second, what if this life is something similar? Not fake or meaningless, just one layer of a much bigger reality. And perhaps death isn't the opposite of life. Maybe it's the opposite of birth. If birth is entering one experience, then death could simply be leaving it. Imagine taking off a virtual reality headset after hours of playing. Inside the game, it feels terrifying. Your character disappears, everything ends. Before the player, nothing actually happened. The game ended, not the one playing it. Again, this isn't something anyone can prove. It is just another way of looking at humanity's oldest fears. Because perhaps the biggest fear isn't death itself. Perhaps it's the idea of losing the identity we've spent our whole lives building. Our name, our relationships, our achievements, our story. But if you've already survived becoming the thousands of different versions of yourself, who's to say you won't survive one more change? Maybe death is real, maybe it isn't. But the biggest illusion is believing that you are this temporary version of yourself. Because if the observer inside you has been silently watching your entire life, maybe it's been there long before the chapter began. And maybe it will still be there after this one ends.